Hello everyone, welcome to this Solotica Contacts review. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of the best yearly Solotica contacts. I have tried all 12 yearly Hidrocor lenses from Solotica, as well as the entire Rio collection, which is 4 pairs. And I'm going to share with you the best, most natural colors from Solotica that don't have a bug eye effect, and they look extremely realistic. And I'm going to do it customized based on your base eye color. So if you have medium brown eyes versus very dark brown eyes, different lenses are going to complement you more. So apologies in advance to my subscribers, but I want to talk to you guys about what the bug eye effect is. If you guys notice when you wear colored lenses, if you pop them in, especially if they're very bright and vibrant, if you notice that your pupil hole of the lenses are crooked, it looks like you have a lazy eye, or it looks like you have fish eye or a lizard eye look, that is called the bug eye effect. And like I say in all my videos, that is the most obvious indication that you're wearing colored lenses. So if you don't want people knowing that you're wearing colored lenses, if you want them to look as realistic as possible, you don't want to look fake, this is the video for you. Especially if you love Solotica lenses. I understand Solotica is so expensive and you don't want to waste your money on a pair of lenses that you don't think look natural or realistic. So that's why I'm going to share with you all the colors that do look natural and realistic. Okay. So let's go through the Hidrocor collection first. All right, Jade. Jade has the bug eye effect, unfortunately. However, because Jade is a darker green, it's not super bright and super vibrant, I think that if you have very, very dark brown eyes, you can pull this lens off and they'll still look natural. Now, I also want to point out that some people have astigmatisms, or their eyes aren't perfectly symmetrical or perfectly straight. So you know your own eyes, especially if you are very experienced with wearing colored lenses. You know if, say, your right eye, it looks a little bit more crooked when you slip a lens in. If you have like straight eyes and your pupil holes are very straight and you can get away with wearing blunt pupil holes without it looking too crooked, I think you could get away with Jade. The reason I'm saying Jade is because Jade has very beautiful color. It is a light green with yellow overlaid on top. So it's very exotic, bright looking green. But because it's not too bright, it still looks pretty realistic, even though it still has that blunt style pupil hole. So that is the only color that has that kind of pupil hole that I would say that you could get away with, but only if you have very dark brown eyes. I don't recommend this color if you have medium brown eyes. Next, we're going to talk about Mel. Mel and Amber look very similar. They are an extremely bright, vibrant green, and they are designed in exactly the same way. I don't remember which one, but one of them is just slightly more yellow-green and like maybe one shade lighter. I have a comparison video on my channel if you want to check it out, but both these lenses are a warm-toned, bright green with a yellow undertone, extremely vibrant, extremely bright. They have no limbal ring, very smooth color gradient, and the best part is both these lenses do not have a bug eye effect. But I only recommend these lenses for people with very dark brown eyes because in my opinion, they're just too bright. If you have medium brown eyes with maybe hints of green, like my eyes have that, or if you have honey brown eyes, if you slip these lenses in, they're just going to look too bright in my opinion, and they're not going to look realistic. That is just my personal opinion. Like I said, if you want most realistic and most natural, they can't be too bright, right? They got to look kind of like in the spectrum of a natural eye color. Let's talk about Okra. Okra is another lens in the Hidrocor collection that does not have a blunt pupil hole. It has the starbursted blended pupil hole, so you're not going to have the bug eye effect. And I highly, highly recommend this lens for people with very, very dark brown eyes who love hazel lenses that have the glow effect. Lots of hazel lenses are famous for making you have what look to be glowing eyes because they do such high pigment and bright, bright browns and with orange undertone. So this Okra is very good at making very, very dark brown eyes glow. However, medium brown eyes, again, too bright. So if you have very, very dark brown eyes and you love hazel, you love the browns, you love the amber brown, you'll love Okra or Okra. I'm not totally sure how it's pronounced. All right, let's talk about Aquamarine. Aquamarine is the exception. I actually wore Aquamarine out a few times because it was a dark enough blue. Yeah, so obviously Aquamarine is true to its name. It's an aquamarine color, a blue color, a bright blue color. It's not necessarily what I would call natural. I don't really think that I've ever met anybody with actual colored eyes that specific aquamarine color. However, these lenses aren't too bright that if you have medium brown eyes, you can get away with wearing them. And if you have very, very dark brown eyes and you want blue eyes that look natural, no bug eye effect, the Aquamarine has that starburst pupil hole, blended pupil hole, then I think you're gonna like Aquamarine. So that's the only lens that I kind of recommend for both medium and very, very dark brown eyes, Aquamarine. All right, let's move on to Availa. Availa, again, is a hazel brown color. It is more cool toned than the Okra, has a little bit less of an orange undertone. It's more of a grayish sandy brown color, but still extremely, extremely bright. I think that if you have medium brown eyes or very, very dark brown eyes, you can pull off Availa. It's not too bright, but it's still bright enough to show up on a very dark brown eye. So I think overall, if you're looking for a versatile, guaranteed to look good hazel lens from Solotica, you're not going to go wrong with Availa, especially if you like realistic lenses. And last is Graphite. I love Graphite. It's one of my most favorite blue lenses of all the lenses I've tried from all the companies I've tried. They did an amazing job with the pupil hole and the opacity. So when you slip them in real life, they legitimately look like you have blue-gray eyes. They are so, so beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful job with the pupil hole design and the blending and the color gradient. So I recommend these lenses for medium brown eyes. They're going to look really realistic on you, no bug eye effect. If you have very dark brown eyes, I want you to keep in mind that the Graphite is going to look a lot darker on you. So if you are all about the bright, the vibrant, you might not like Graphite because it's going to be a lot darker than, say, Aquamarine, for example. All right, so that is all the colors that don't have a bug eye effect in the Hidrocor collection. Let's move on to the Rio collection. All right, I want to touch on Emponema. Emponema does not have the starburst pupil hole, so you might have some bug eye effect with it because it's the blunter pupil hole. But I want to mention it just because the color is so beautiful on these lenses. I have never tried lenses from any other company that has been able to duplicate the multi-dimensional beautifulness of this pattern. It's like a vibrant blue with vibrant green mixed. It reminds me of a tropical beach vacation. Then it ends off with a really bright electric blue limbo ring. The design of it is so beautiful. So if you want a night out and you're more in like dim lighting, or maybe you're going to an event and you just really just want your eyes to pop, and you're okay if it has a little bit of a bug eye effect, and you had to choose, I would choose Emponema. I think it's just such a beautiful color. Let's talk about Busios. If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know that I am obsessed with Busios. It is one of my favorite green lenses. It has no bug eye effect, zero bug eye effect on my medium brown eyes. Blends perfectly, and it is such a bright green with yellow undertone. It's so difficult to find green lenses that are bright with no bug eye effect. It's very rare. So when you do find them, you want to take note of it for sure. So I would say Busios is 100% worth the money if you're looking for a really good pair of bright green lenses that don't look fake. You won't regret buying them because they really do look beautiful and realistic. I think even if you have very dark brown eyes and you don't mind that the green might be a little bit darker than Mill or Amber, you'll love Busios. But I really want to push Busios for medium brown eyes because they don't look too bright, they don't look too vibrant. They really are super bright on medium brown eyes. Like, they don't look to be, but they really are in person, I promise you. If you're debating between Busios Amber and Mel. I have a whole video comparing all three of these lenses, so you can check that out in my Solotica playlist. But as the general rule of thumb, I always recommend Busios for medium brown eyes and Mel and Amber for very dark brown eyes. All right, let's talk about Copacabana. Copacabana is a gorgeous, cool-toned seafoam green color. If you have a cooler skin tone but you still love green, this color is going to look gorgeous on you. Even if you have a darker skin tone, there's going to be such a contrast. It's going to look stunning. You're going to look gorgeous. You're going to look exotic. Again, Copacabana is a really, really bright, vibrant green, so I really want to push this color for very dark brown eyes. I think if you have very dark brown eyes and you're looking for a more cool tone green, you don't like the yellow greens, then you're going to love Copacabana. It has the starburst pupil hole, no bug eye effect, and it's a beautiful, bright seafoam green. Peretti and Ice. I actually forgot to mention Ice. So Peretti and Ice look very similar. They are almost like a white ice blue color, or maybe ice gray, depending on the lighting. So both these lenses, again, have that starburst pupil hole. No bug eye effect for either. However, both these lenses I recommend for very dark brown eyes, just because they are so bright and vibrant. I remember the first pair of lenses I ever bought from Solotica were the Ice. Yes, they didn't have the bug eye effect because of the really well-designed pupil hole, but because they're so bright, they just did not look real on me. I just could not pull them off. That's because my eyes were a medium brown. They are a medium brown. So I highly recommend these lenses for very dark brown eyes because they're going to darken up the lens, make them look way more realistic. And also, if you have a darker skin tone, the contrast between Ice and Peretti in your skin tone is going to look so good. It's going to look so good. I've seen other reviews of Ice and Peretti from people with that darker skin tone, and they can really pull these colors off. So take into account your base color, your skin tone, your hair color. All of these features matter when you're choosing a pair of lenses for yourself. What's going to look the most natural and realistic, and what's going to complement you the most.
All authentic Solotica contacts are now exclusively sold through the website Solotica.com, and you can save yourself 10% when you use my discount code DANICA10.
I am really thinking about trying to get a hold of either the Solotica Monthly Collection or the Solotica Natural Collection, doing a whole collection review for you guys on that, and then doing a comparison between the monthly and the Hidrocor yearly, or the Solotica Natural versus Solotica Hidrocor. So let me know in the comments below which line you want me to review for you, either the Solotica Natural or the Solotica monthlies. I'm kind of leaning more towards the monthly, but if I get more people wanting me to do the natural line, I will request that. That's kind of what I have coming up for Solotica. Let me know what your favorite colors are. My personal favorites, because of my eyes, are the Busios and Graphite. Those are like my top two go-to lenses from Solotica right now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!